Presidential buttons, and a lot of them. A Sarasota man may have the largest collection in Florida and beyond.
It started half a century ago.
Sarasota businessman David Kotak began collecting presidential buttons around 1970, and the collection has snowballed.
First a handful of buttons, and then more, and then the way these things work, you sort of get immersed and then you don't stop. People would then start to send me buttons, or they would find buttons and they would buy them and give them to me as presents. So it took on a momentum of its own.
And now he has thousands of buttons, decorating dozens of panels along both sides of the hallway outside his office on the third floor of the One Sarasota Tower.
You look at this button here, and you see the Clintons, and look how young they look. If I had to pick a favorite button, it would be Ike in a military uniform with his hat. Doesn't need his name, just a photograph of an old soldier.
Some of the buttons go back to the 1890s, involving names like McKinley and Roosevelt. Others are more current, including a panel on the recent election. Clinton on the left and Trump on the right.
So this is every president from McKinley to Obama.
Mark Weston's a presidential author who also collects old political buttons, but he says he's never seen a collection like Kotak's.
It goes quite far back in time, 1896, and it's so extensive. I think anybody who ever ran for president has a button on these frames. It's just a wonderful collection.
Kotak says he's glad to see people enjoying his collection.
If visitors can stop and pause for a minute, think about our country, think about how we've evolved in our political system, then the buttons trigger a good thing. That's a good conversation, and the country's better off, and the visitors are maybe better off by thinking about it.
You could spend hours in that hallway. So tomorrow we will have live continuous coverage of the historic inauguration, starting with a special Good Morning America from 7 to 11 a.m. ABC News will then cover the inauguration until 4 p.m. We'll have a complete recap of the day in our evening newscast at 5, 6, and 11.